Hello, welcome back. So here we are for our last reading, Decan reading for the third Decan of Cancer, Cancer 3. Cancer 3 goes from July 12th, 13th to July 21st, 22nd. And then we're going to start into the next Decan in the sign of Leo. So stay tuned for that after July 23rd, probably 22nd, 23rd. I will be following up with that reading for the first Decan of Leo, which would be Leo 1. So let's explore a little bit about the Four of Cups, or water, that is associated with this third Decan in Cancer. The planetary ruler for this particular Decan is the moon. So the moon is the guiding, ruling planet for the sign of Cancer. But what's interesting here is with these cards that I've decided to work with, we usually see the Four of Cups. Usually we see a scene of an individual where there is a lack of interest, a lack of emotional connection to things, just kind of lost within themselves and not knowing where to go. We could see maybe there was a point of where things had reached a peak, like we have here, satiety with the Four of Cups. And the cup runneth over. There's so much that is being filled in this cup and overflowing that it's a bit too much. We don't know what to do with this energy, and we just kind of emotionally tune out and just let a very important resource, water, just flow. But I will break that up into these cards and explain the different meanings. So with the four, the number 4, we usually see a moment of stillness, foundation. 4 doesn't really indicate movement. Even though we are with the element of water and cups, which is the emotions, intuition, our feelings, that's moving, but as that's moving, it's actually the environment that we're in, what's happening in our outside environment that's just causing a different perspective, a different feel associated with the Four of Cups. And then, like I said, the moon. The moon is emotions and feelings. So we could take that energy of the moon, and the moon is very important because it really gets to the root of issues that have been going on within. It's going to be revealing. It's going to address fears, apprehensions that we may have. I'm actually working with the archetype of the moon card in relation to my birth year. So it's all these things that really influence this particular Decan, okay? But here, with this energy of, it's almost like the moon in Taurus, in a sense. What do we do with these feelings? Taurus being of self-investing, material, stuff like that. How do we feel about these circumstances and the environment that we're in? What are we doing to nurture it? What are we not doing, to better the situation? So let's just go ahead and jump into it. Here I'm going to give a brief overview of these 4 different perspectives of the Four of Cups, 4 vessels. This is the Wildwood Tarot for the vessels. 4 of water, dreams of Gaia, and then our 4 of Cups with the Gill Tarot. And then I'm going to do a reading like I've done in the previous Decan videos, just one card from each deck to kind of give some guidance and some insight into these 3 particular cards. Okay, so here, 4 vessels. Okay, it speaks volumes. Okay, lack of interest, boredom is such a harsh word, but here I'm looking at the face. The face doesn't look bored to me. It looks like it's a little uncertain. Doesn't know what to do in a situation. Look at the vessels up above that are where the water's just beginning to pour out, and then look at the vessels on either side of this individual. Water is starting to flow out, very similar to this card. Okay, so but also look at the perspective, if this will focus. Not really paying attention. The back is against these energies of what the vessel is pouring out, or what there is an overabundance of. It's just like it's nothing. You can have almost everything in your situation be good. You may have a good job, good relationship, so on and so forth, but there's still something missing. Okay? And so that's what the Four of Cups addresses here. What is that thing that is missing? What is this thing in our emotions that, even though materially we may have things that feel good, but it's still not enough. Okay? That happiness, that joy that you have of security of that source, it's just that. It's something very tangible. It's something that can disappear, be destroyed in a moment. So if you take that concept and take those tactile things and turn it inward, okay, there is a disconnection, a disassociation with the outside realm. Okay, and with the four vessels, what I see here is the issue is inner happiness. Okay, it's a good example of how things going around you are just not enough to make you feel in a better place. Okay, this could also be a card indicating that there's something more out there, but you just don't know where to go, what to do with it. Okay, I'm going to keep moving forward. Here, this is from the Dreams of Gaia. Beautiful Four of Water. Look at this. And if I remember correctly, look at that mirror too, the third eye. If I remember correctly, in reading in the guidebook for the Dreams of Gaia, is this deals more with imperfection. Things that just, they are what they are, and making the best out of it. Finding the beauty, finding the necessity, finding the comfort in what you have. It could be, the way this is broken down to is that we see this individual. The right eye is missing. There's a scar right over it, but look, I would see this eye being jumped right into this mirror. And so the focus with this card could be a little bit more on the issue of ego, and that it goes beyond. It goes beyond what we see on the surface. It's all what's happening inside. The look on this individual's face is content. There's a little bit of a neutral smile, if you will. It's not that bad. The person has the resources to keep them content. The realm of the water, the watery environment. Here we have the fish, the fishes that are swimming below and above. We're seeing flow. We are seeing movement here. And so with this card here, with the Dreams of Gaia for the Four of Water, we're looking beyond the external and connecting more with our intuitive side. What spiritually feels right. And this card is a representation I feel it's almost like the cure, not the cure, but the direction of what we need here is to change this point of view, this perspective, and move it more here. Seeing how things are. It's like it's fine, things are good. Okay, next card 2, we have our Four of Cups. This is from the Gill Tarot. And here, remember what I was saying about 4 being of grounding and stability. We're seeing these four cups in a position where they are stable. There is movement of emotions and feelings, water, life source that's coming out. But what's interesting here is there's an overabundance. Okay. And so it's not seeing all of this that's taking place. It's happening, but we're not connecting to it. Remember what I was saying earlier about the Four of Cups? The Four of Cups dealing with a disconnection, a disassociation. We're losing something that is of very importance to us, and that's connecting and feeling everything that's in our environment. And if it does get too much, if it does get overwhelming, we need to know how to move on from that. Okay? We have to start taking responsibility. Here with the Four of Vessels, if this situation here of boredom, disassociation, disconnection isn't taken care of, there is no way that you're going to move forward and grow as an individual, spiritually, emotionally, and physically and mentally. And the same here. And also, too, look at the environment. These cups are steady. They're balancing on the number 4. But look here. To me, satiety, apologies for the mispronunciation, we're seeing, again, we're just it's like letting that faucet run. We're not being mindful. We're not being resourceful with what's available to us. It's like someone who's wanting to give love or give, send something from the heart to an individual or to a group of people, and it's not being felt, it's not being listened, it's not being connected. It's just being, it's just letting it run. It's just flowing over and over and over, and it's a waste. This is something very important with the Four of Vessels, Cups, and Water. Is how to hold respect to what's going on, okay? But also this card here, and I like the Dreams of Gaia for the series I've been doing for the Cancer Decans, because I feel the Dreams of Gaia gives the spiritual, the inner guidance, the subconscious guidance to what's needed to take care of this and to manage this, an overabundance of emotions. Maybe with the Four of Cups there, could be an overabundance of emotions, and sometimes people deal with situations like that in different ways. Sometimes they lock down and they're not taking responsibility for themselves. Okay? So that's what we got here, the relationship, the different perspectives that we can see here with our Four of Cups, Four of Water, Gill Tarot, Dreams of Gaia, and the Wildwood Tarot. Okay, so let's do a reading. I'm going to pull one card from each of the decks just to see the guidance for this week of July 12th, 13th to July 21st, 22nd. Okay, so this is our ending Decan ruled by the moon. So again, use the energy of the moon in reference to these Four of Cups, that kind of energy of no connection, not relating to things, not seeing things fully. It's like a personal timeout. Okay, so let's see how we can take care of that. Okay, I think too of the Four of Cups, we also need to let go of the ego, because I think we're wanting something more on the physical realm to quell and make things a little bit easier. But again, remember, anything material, anything of that nature that we invest in is temporary. And you also have to nurture and take care of it. Okay, so I shuffled off camera. I'm going to shuffle here again. Go. I'm going to shuffle again. All right, so sometimes I shuffle until a card falls out. I don't think a card's going to fall out of this deck here. Okay, one more time. No, that's a sloppy shuffle. Let's do one more time. Another sloppy shuffle. I'm standing offside, so it's okay. Let's just pull here. Wow. That's air energy, Queen of Arrows, the swan. Very similar to this, finding the beauty in things, in the environment. Accepting things for what they are, who you are. Okay, now for people who may see this and they're feeling hard on themselves, I'm going to move this up. Okay. Some people who battle with depression, and they really can't see any good in anything. We all have that. We all go through these moments. But the Queen of Arrows and Swans, or Queen of Arrows and the energy of the swan, is one that wants you to make that effort and find that contentment within yourself. Okay, remember, similar here. Finding the beauty in things that may not be perfect. Again, letting go. Okay, there's no reason, another thing too, I'll put these two cards here, is there could be a lot more thinking that's going on here with the Four of Vessels. You're not feeling so much from the heart, but you're starting to think too much. And when you start thinking and putting your mind in that direction, that also closes off the emotions. You can't feel things in a proper way. Queen of Arrows here with the Wildwood Tarot is just letting it go. Look at the environment that the Queen of Arrows is in. It's still, and actually most of the Wildwood Tarot, their environment is very still. There's no action, with the exception of the equivalent to the Tower and some of the fire cards. But here, for the most part, it's looking around and seeing what's there in front of you, and finding that gratefulness of having that opportunity to feel that particular moment. I mean, when you look at this card here, if you were in this bored state or in this disassociated state, but looked at the environment around you, it's very lush. You would see something completely different, like, oh my God, this is just beautiful. This environment here. Okay. So this is more of being grateful for what we have, where we are, who we are. Okay, so let's go. As I lean over, let's see what our dreams of Gaia has to say. So again, the dreams of Gaia with this third decan of Cancer. It's more of the spiritual guidance for this decan. All right, here we go. Shuffling sideways. Here we go. All right. First card. Oh, interesting, the Maiden. Okay, I'm going to move this card up, and I'm going to move the Moon. Okay, the Maiden here with the dreams of Gaia. This deck does not follow the RWS system, so it's a non-system deck. So the interpretation that we see affiliated with these archetypes are going to be read differently. You could say this as the High Priestess, but this energy can take in the High Priestess, but also of someone who is in the beginning of exploration. Okay, so for here, this is, with this card, we're seeing the self-acceptance of things that are what they are. There's no reason to change anything. And to get to this kind of feeling and perspective with the Four of Water, we have the Maiden. Just being very open and not so much innocent, but just everything is starting anew. If you're in a situation like this, how do we move from this? We need to change the environment. We need to change our point of view. And in doing so, as soon as you go into a different environment, one that feels influential and inspiring, then we get this. We have the Journey, very free-spirited, almost a little bit like the Fool energy, but there's a playfulness, there's a lightness in this, and I think that's what's needed with this energy, with the Four of Cups. And so we need to have this space. We need to have this mindfulness of, seeing the forest through the trees. Okay, remember what I was saying about the environment? Okay. You may want to change the way that you see your current environment. And if it's an environment that's very challenging, move away from it. Go to a place that makes you feel a little bit more fulfilled. Don't give any answers such as, I can't, I won't. It's not possible, okay, because then you're putting up your own blocks and you're not going to move. So that's what I'm saying here with this card. We need to have this movement like we're seeing here. And here is more of the movement of something new, something beginning, something very fresh. Okay, so let's do one now. I apologize for my voice. It's a very, very hot day today, and I'm in a different room doing this recording, and it's extremely hot, so I'm barreling through the best way that I can. All right. So keep in mind our Four of Cups. Okay, with the guidance of that Moon in Cancer, this is the time that we get out of our mind. And let's follow with our heart. Let me know how Cancer has been for you this month. Has there been things that have been revealing? Has there been a shift? Has there been some openings going on? So let's see here. Okay, satiety. Fullness, overabundance, overflowing. Okay, first card. Huh. Interesting. Yes, it seems to show a pattern here. Okay, look at this. Complete opposite energy of these two cards. Grace, patience, beauty. Here, wealth with the Ace of Coins in relation to the Four of Cups. This to me speaks volumes in relation to this card, because here with wealth, we're seeing that abundance. It's very important to pay attention to this. And be mindful of the energy that's going on here. I'll show both of these here side by side. Actually, let me do this for lighting purposes. This can be in relation to the card that I pulled for this. Could be an overabundance, letting these emotions, feelings, the environment just get the best of you. Again, not taking responsibility. The way that you create healthy wealth, and this isn't necessarily material, this also goes spiritually and emotionally, is you have to take care of that. Think about all the four elements, right? Earth, air, fire, water. To be successful in utilizing those energies, you have to manifest it. And once it starts manifesting, you have to nurture it. You have to take care of those energies. And the same here. You have to manage fire. You have to be conscientious when it comes to the energy of air. And keeping all of that in check, we get wealth. Wealth is management of things, successful management. And I want to, let's see here, I want to do something here. So we have here, and I want you to see how the energy of this reading changes. Okay? Because these three cards are the ones that are very strong in this reading. Okay? And actually, let me do this, because this is the card that really indicates the disconnection, disassociation. Sorry, it is not focusing. Okay? But look, we have different perspectives here. We're seeing movement, but we're seeing movement in a non-judgmental way. Whatever happens, happens, and accept the experience as it comes in. Here, very similar. Accepting things, people for who they are, perfect or imperfect. It's what's inside that counts. I know that sounds like a cliche, but it is what's inside that counts. All goes beyond the surface. And that is what wealth is about, and how to utilize it with the Four of Cups, water, four vessels. Okay, so there you have it. That is your Cancer 3 reading, Moon in Cancer influence for this third decan, again from July 12th, 13th to July 21st, 22nd. This wraps up our Cancer season. We are in our last 10 days of Cancer. So you can apply this reading, either the Four of Cups itself or these cards here in relation to the reading for the next 10 days during this third decan of Cancer. You could apply this to different areas that that are in your life. It could represent you. It could represent family issues, relationships, business, travel, anything like that. But with these 3 cards here on the bottom, we're seeing a lightness, we're seeing a pureness, not letting go of the ego. Okay, letting go of the mind. Do not get lost in the mind here. And once things are opened up from inside, that energy moves upward and it goes to the mind, to the soul, to the spirit. And it unblocks, it clears up these issues of maybe something that is overwhelming or something that is not really fully connecting to you. And that's where we have these cards come in. They show so that you can see the beauty of the situation and the grace, and also having patience. Alrighty, so that is it. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments. I have my website. All that information is there. If you'd like to book a reading, I have a list of all the readings that are there. And of course, any comments, leave them below. Let people know about this channel. And I will be back very soon because I do my live readings, and I'm going to have a live with some guests coming up fairly soon, so I will make an announcement about that. And then maybe squeeze in another video, and before you know it, we'll be entering the month of Leo. So thank you for those who are watching. Greatly appreciate this, and let me know how your Cancer, your 3rd decan of Cancer, that week is going, and also happy birthday to any Cancers from July 12th to the 22nd of July. All right, have a wonderful week, everyone, and I will see you all again soon.